Hello, my friends. It's Chico Lopez waiting for my coffee. If you hear dogs barking and stuff like that, it's just a really homemade video. And I make these videos already in Spanish. I'm going to try to make them a little quicker and shorter version in English. First of all, I'm going to talk a little bit about a question that was made to me about clipping ears on a dog. What's my position in it? My position is that you could do whatever you want. We live in a society where men become women and women become men, and people don't care for whatever that is, okay? So having a dogs with ears clipped or not is something that people decide. Now, if you talk to me in regards of what do I think and how I feel, I give you a little bit of background history so you can understand where everything comes from, okay? I'll give you a little bit of education, a little bit of history. The American Pitbull Terrier breed, the pit dogs, the dogs of the past that were created by the men that created the United States of America. In times when the United States did not have light, internet, postal service will come once a week, maybe once a month. Those men that brought those dogs from Ireland and England, they were very special. They were real men. They were men of the past. Most of you will not even understand what it takes to be that kind of man. And those dogs were dogs that were most of the time dogs that were in the house. They were raised in the house. They were pets. I think the original dog was pet, and also was a fighting dog. It was a war dog, and that's where all dogs, even the low life, low level pit bulls come from. They have a little bit of touches of those dogs in the past. That's a different video. So in regards of the tradition of cutting the ears, because that's actually a tradition, the tradition was made by those men in that time, where having a dog with ears sometimes will create that one bite in the ear will create a bleeder or a little vessel that's bleeding and don't stop. And they'll think that they'll cause their loss many times. Or sometimes will go into a dog that it was a fighting style. I already mentioned was the past. They'll grab the ear and hold them by the ear and dominate the dog, and then win the dog because the other dog goes, out of power, out of energy. The battery goes off. So they decided that clipping the ears, and some of them brought that tradition directly from Ireland and England, clipping the ears was a better idea. And clipping those ears, they did. And for the better part of the 1800s, they clipped the ears. For the 1900s came in, and the dogs had the ears clipped. By somewhere around the 18-something, the original founder of the UKC, which was a man of those times and not a man with the UKC of these times, the men of those times, he loved the dog. He loved the sport of having the dogs fighting and stuff like that. That time was a sport. That was their sport. You might not agree with it, but that for them it was. And you cannot judge what they did. You can judge what you do. And so that's what they did. And those men, these particular men decided to put the name to these new dogs that got developed in the United States. They changed. They were not the same dogs as they came in. After so many years of selection, the dogs were changing, and decided to give the name of American Pitbull Terrier. Well, he founded the UKC and became the founder of the UKC. UKC, after so many years, so many generations of owners, changing owners, whatever the history is, which I don't know it, these men continued to use the standard that they copy or they wrote based on a dog that came from a game dog, an original fighting dog back in the 1952, 1954, somewhere like that, from a man called Earl Tudor that had dogs at the time. And Earl Tudor, the California kid, used to clip the ears. I think the whole thing was based on a dog called Blackjack Jr., and Blackjack Jr. had his ears clipped. So they took the dog and they created a standard, the judges, the stuff like that, whatever, which their dogs today do not look like the real dog, by the way. They definitely don't. It looks like their idea of what a pit bull is. And that's what happened with all racers. Their idea on what the Pitbull is, their interpretation of what a Pitbull is what they select, and that's what the breeders breed, and that's what they have. But most conformations will tell you straight up, this is a representation of how the real deal should look like. It's not the real deal, but how the real deal should look like. And so, talking about a dog, that's the reason why they clip the ears. And so, the men of today, and even in the 1980s and 1970s, most of them, and in the 1980s, and definitely everyone in the 1990s, a dog that was relevant. Look at the word. The dog that was relevant, not irrelevant, but relevant. The dog that was important. The dog that matters to the creation and the continuation of the lineage of the greatest dogs in the history of the breed did not have their ears clipped. But the streets, the backyard breeders, the sellers, the peddlers, the whatever you call those guys selling dogs in the street, they were still clipping ears. They were clipping ears because they got that tradition from the dogs on the UKC, which came that tradition from the dogs back in the 50s, 60s, 40s, 30s, 20s, before the 1900s. Now, what is the benefit of having the long ears as a dog, as a pet? The long ears help you in many ways. One of the ways that the ears help you, one of the ways that the ears help you, what they like to buy my ears, is that the ears are very flat, as you can see. And you can see here, there's a lot of different veins. And these are radiators to a car. They're the radiators to a car. And basically, these radiators to a car, the air passes here. The blood is very thin, so the blood comes up, go here. You touch the ears are very cold. You touch the head is very hot. Ears cold, head hot. Ears cold, head hot. So the blood goes in there, cool off, get back inside the head, and help the dog. They're radiators to a dog. So most people don't know this. Now you heard it from Chico Lopez. And the man behind the dog is really what matters. Okay? And there's many levels. The king of all dogs is the elite dog, which the elite dog is a very special dog. And in my next video, or the previous video in this case, you can see what is an elite dog. Since the real Pitbull, today, I put this word out in 2010, we're in 2021, and now even the bullies call their dogs real Pitbulls. Humanity is so funny and so sad at the same time. It's like unbelievably ignorant and stupid in many different things, and great in other things, but obviously when it comes to dogs, usually very difficult. Some great people, but very difficult. God bless you guys. Now you know what the ears get clipped. Now you know why it's best not to clip the ears. And the people, look at that. Did I ever had a dog with ears clipped? Yes, 2 of them. Mechanic Rum, the champion Mechanic Rum, a 50% honey bunch dog, in a way that matters. There's sometimes 50% on something that don't matter, but in a way that really matters. And the dog that is the father to the glorious is glorious, like in so many levels. Mechanic Buck Rum, global champion Mechanic Buck Rum. That the father to Mechanic Buck Rum. Mechanic Buck Rum, his ears are just like this dog here, not unclipped, but Mechanic had him clipped. Why did he have him clipped? He had him clipped because the owner of Mechanic has sold him as a puppy, him and the sister, to a man that did not know about the real American Pitbull Terrier, knew about the street level dogs on the streets of all New York and the streets of all over the world. People have a dog with the ears clipped, and they started clipping the ears, so he clipped the ears on those dogs. Those dogs later come back to the owner of the breeder, and the breeder kept them already with the clip ears. Now, my first dog that I ever had, American Pitbull Terrier that I ever owned, that dog had a clip ears, and I clipped them. I didn't know what to do. I was very rookie. I'm the perpetual rookie. I'm always learning, but at the time I was really stupid rookie, and I make that deal, cut the ears. Later on down the road, I had a puppy, directly of mechanic, that he was going to stay home strictly as a pet. And that dog, we wanted to clip the ears so he looked a lot like his father. His name was Ruckus. He was a beautiful dog. He was an amazing dog, a tremendous dog, bred like nothing else. Thank God. Very smart. I was very young man, very smart, saved semen of him. So I got some amazing semen and a collection of great dogs. And so that's the reason why you clip ears, why you don't clip ears. The choice is yours. The dogs look ugly, I believe, when you clip their ears, and they look better with their ears on. And these dogs are the most beautiful dogs in the world. You want to know about them? Just check my channel. God bless you. Bye-bye.